Hello, this is atruth, and today we're talking about the Mueller report. Um, all I have to say is, and I'm your host, Glenn MacArthur, and all I have to say is that a while back they had a movie called Life Force, where they had the Queen of the Vampires, pretty cool, and she was nude, of course. Every guy enjoys that, and not bad looking. But what basically happened was every time she bites somebody, the poor guy would become emaciated, like Dawn of the Dead. And he'd sit there on the table while they were trying to question him, and all he could think about with his eyes bugging out was brains, brains. Well, now I think we have a return of that show in the Mueller report. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, "Oh my God, where's the naked woman?" At least that'd be more entertaining than listening to this listening to this um, idea of this report by somebody who didn't even write it. I mean, when did they get the real guy? When did they say, "Hey, who the hell wrote this report, and why the hell are you talking?" That's what I would say. Well, they didn't do that. Instead, they wanted to know about how the liberals could go ahead and impeach Donald Trump. Well, this is ridiculous. Come on, really? They the guy didn't even read the report. I doubt if he even wrote the report, and yet here he is going on about it. I mean, it's pathetic, and even you call it a disaster. Well, you have to understand that number one, you are looking for collusion. You had collusion. Obama talking to Medvedev on a hot mic with Putin listening. Hey, wait till after the election. I'll be able to help you. What happened to that? Huh? And then you want to talk collusion? How come is it that Hillary Clinton sold literally sold radioactive materials to Kazakhstan to a company that's owned and run by friends of Putin? I mean, yeah, friends of Putin. Explain that collusion to me, Mr. Mueller. And then he was asking, oh, the which that report by the Steele and the Russian report by Fusion, whatever. Let me tell you something. Are you kidding me? You didn't even know what the hell Fusion was, and yet you took the report. Didn't you read it? Nobody seems to know anything. And then when he was asked, did you talk to any buddy overseas, Julius Assange or anybody, interview them or indict them? Um, no, I can't talk about that. Really? Uh, I am sick to my stomach of all the garbage that has come out of this deep state and these morons. The president has every right in the world to fire anybody he chooses. I don't give a damn about anything else. Now, another thing you have to understand is there's a little thing called Gitmo. If you try to push this impeachment and if it turns into a disaster like the Mueller report, you could easily find you and your cohorts down at Gitmo on a charge of sedition, which is treason, which could get you pretty much, shot or even death penalty. And don't forget, they just brought it back. Now, I think the real problem here is that between the Republicans and the Democrats is that we have a problem with enemy recognition. We don't understand that North Korea and Iran and China, these are just points on a map. When and if we all blow each other up, it doesn't make any difference because basically the only thing we're going to be remembered for is our legacy. And our legacy has always been one of lawfulness and peace. At least we try. The best peacekeeper I've ever met was General Curtis LeMay. That guy made peace a profession. It was only stupid people such as John Kennedy who went out there and started the Bay of Pigs and who made deals with the mob and the CIA. They got him nailed by his worst enemy, Che Guevara. So all I have to say is this: how in the hell you can equate these people as great is beyond me. Now, let me just put it to you this way. We need to understand, if you don't understand what Davros is, there is an elite group out there, an elite group that is hell-bent to destroying our economy. And we are $22 trillion up now. So my advice to Rand Paul and his buddies and everybody in Congress is this: instead of trying to cap it, make a law stating this: except for emergencies, natural emergencies, and wars, for every dollar you spend, $1 goes into a savings account. That will forestall the inevitable, but it won't take it away. We need a hell of a lot of income. Donald Trump has started it, but he hasn't finished it. And by putting us on a even keel, it's going to take at least 3 or 4 generations to get caught up. And these morons, these idiots, such as Soros and Shorter and Rothschilds and people like the one that's in prison now, these people meet at Davros to discuss who is going to be running and whose currency is going to be for number one next year. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would suggest that the squad members land in Greece, Crete, and then go on to Israel. Because let me tell you something, they will understand the weaponization of the currency that's going on right now, and it's heading our way. The only way we can stop it is by somebody who's got the guts and the business savvy to pull our nuts out of the fire. And right now, it's Trump. Now, I would love to vote for anybody, but I don't see Howard Hughes coming out of his coffin anytime soon, let alone anybody with the savvy like Warren Buffett. You know, the problem here is that it's all talk with them. And we don't have time for talk. We need a savior, an economic savior who can really cut this trillion-dollar mess down and come up with some real answers, because these $5,000 an hour idiots in Congress, they got no clue except on how to argue with each other. First thing you need to do is get rid of the immigration problem. Simplify it, stupid. You don't need to worry about all this happy crap. It's real simple, and I'm happy though. What Trump said: if you're going to come here, you're going to have to go somewhere else first. That's a good start. But my advice is we need to get it done. We need to get it done now. It's costing us a fortune, and we cannot afford a fortune. Take a look at the MS-13s that we got out in L.A. Take a look at the idiot who just shot up half of L.A. And had to be taken in. His name is Guerrero. Really? Oh, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Their so-called sanctuary cities ain't working. So my advice is band together, get your head out of your collective tails, and get things done for the collective of all of us, including most American citizens. Now, I have a new mantra for Donald Trump coming from MacArthur. I ain't MacArthur. And that is this: let's make the old better. That means older planes. That means older ships. That means going to Mars. Let's make it better. We've got 5 Saturn V's at $1 trillion each. Let's make them better. Let's go to Mars. Let's go there, and let's go now. We can, But if they're going to go out and buy all new stuff and run up a bill, the politics will catch up to them, or it'll be pushed down the way past the next 2 lifetimes. I'm telling the truth. You can take it or you don't have to take it, but that's the way it is. Now let's get off liberals. Let's get off the Dawn of the Dead, and let's get some work done, because we're wasting time here, and people are hurting and dying here. So my advice is, this is Glenn MacArthur signing off. Goodbye.